Now, the campaign to have Richard III's remains reburied in Leicester will have to wait to learn whether they've won their legal battle. It's a story we've been telling you about for weeks and months and years, and it's going to continue for just a little bit longer as well.
Now, a group of his distant relatives have challenged a Ministry of Justice licence which would have seen his bones reinterred in Leicester Cathedral. Now, at the High Court today, judges said they would come back with a decision within 6 weeks. Rajiv Popat reports.
The discovery of Richard III's skeleton under a social services car park in Leicester was spectacular. Plans to reinter his bones controversial. The University of Leicester was given authority to decide where to bury the king when it was issued a licence for the archaeological dig by the Ministry of Justice. Leicester Cathedral was chosen as the monarch's final resting place, but a group called the Plantagenet Alliance say his remains should be reinterred in York and have challenged that decision. At the High Court, they argued a public consultation should be held. Gerard Clark QC for the Plantagenet Alliance was asked by one of the judges what the Secretary of State should have done. He replied he should have considered all the relevant factors, including the thoughts of the Queen and descendants of Richard III, and the thoughts of the Roman Catholic Church and the Church of England, and also the views of the people of Leicester and York should also have been taken into consideration. The university says it's acted properly and lawfully from day one.
We've been entirely open throughout that should we discover the remains to be Richard III, we would seek to reinter him in a place very close to where he was originally buried.
Leicester Cathedral already has plans for a grand reburial ceremony.
It's important for the nation that this is done properly. We are ready to do it properly with dignity and honour, as we've said all along. Seems to me the argument is let us do it.
In court today, one of the judges said, "I can't help but think that Richard III would have raised an eyebrow had he been told that he would be subject to a public consultation some 500 years later." Gerard Clark QC said, "I think he might have raised an eyebrow or two, or even something else. He might have thought it was absurd, but we're not in 1485, we're doing it now."
He was very democratic, and in the north of England we see him very differently to the rest of the country. He brought in the bail system, he brought in the laws for poor people to help them out. He'd actually go and sit with people and talk to them. He was very democratic, so he would say that's probably a good thing because that's the only thing you have now.
Judges will make a final decision in 4 to 6 weeks. Rajiv Popat, ITV News at the High Court.